Hello everyone, welcome back to the Cardman's Cards. I'm the Cardman. Today we're going to be going over some Ancient Gear combos. Ignore this, that's for later. Ancient Gear combos. There has been a few changes to the main deck and the extra deck. As you can see in the deck profile, it was a 42 card list. This is only a 40 card list. I cut 2 cards. I cut running one frame, Ancient Gear frame. I find in more testing, 2 is plenty. For the fact you're not using as often as I thought you would, so able to search your cards is good, but it's not as inherent as the other starters in the deck. In addition to that, I cut 1 tanker, because tanker, again, it's a good starter, but not inherently the best thing, as you wouldn't really want to start with your spells. None of the monsters are really that good to start off with. Like, yeah, frame is a combo line, but it doesn't really end you on anything good without any other pieces. And then in the extra deck, I changed it up a little bit. Instead of 2 howitzer, I'm just running 1 now. I'm no longer running the Baguska, and I no longer have Nightmare Phoenix. Instead, I have an IP for follow-up. I added not 100% sure if the Hope Harbinger is new or not. Don't remember exactly. And then I added Heretic Sky Dragon, Overlord of Helopolis, just for the fact that Gigantic Champion Sargus has an effect if a material is detached from any means. It has an effect to target a card your opponent controls, either destroy it or return it to hand. And I figured just adding this 8 would also basically get me 2 interactions with my opponent instead of just having none using Sargus. Because Sargus is basically, once you use its effect to add, it kind of becomes a dead card just for material purposes. So I figured why not give it an extra value. You could still run some additional cards if you do not want to run the Heretic Sky Dragon. Dingirsu is a perfectly good option. If you just want to use the Sargus as a material for a link monster of some sort, just going on the second turn, just using Dingirsu to get rid of a card. Grunix is another good option, just board wipe, and then Buzz King is a very good option if you're going second, or possibly going first if you want to know what your opponent's playing to help affect them more. I definitely consider any of these. I'm choosing to use the Sky Dragon right now, just for the fact that I find it just as effective as the other ones. I might do a combo or 2 using like the Infected Buzz King or the Garunix, or I'm not 100% sure yet, but we'll get there. I guess that is everything for all the changes, and let's go ahead and get into the first combo. Okay, the first combo is basically any discard and Ancient Gear for advance. This allows you to end on like a 5-body board that you can just link into Appaloosa, make a bunch of materials, anything you really want. I'm going to do this combo twice, showing you the different end boards you can make. There's a few that you can do with this combo line. I do believe there's a couple with the other one you can make as well. But yeah, so let's go ahead and get started. And we're going to activate the Ancient Gear Advance, which adds an Ancient Gear spell. We're going to have Ancient Gear Catapult. Use Catapult's effect. I can activate the thing. Catapult is going to pop our Ancient Gear Advance, and we're going to summon Dark Ancient Gear Golem from deck. Sorry, Ancient Gear Dark Golem. Ancient Gear Dark Golem is going to trigger, and we're going to grab Ancient Gear Box and Ancient Gear Tanker. And we're going to pitch the other card we had in our hand, and then we're going to trigger the box in resolution to grab Ancient Gear Commander. Now we're going to normal summon the Ancient Gear Tanker. Tanker is going to trigger on summon, which allows us to special summon an Ancient Gear card. Special summon Commander. And then we're going to trigger Commander on the field. We're going to send Ancient Gear Golem from the deck to the grave and summon Ancient Gear Box. Now we're going to link into Ancient Gear Ballista using Dark Golem and Gearbox into Ballista. Ballista trigger grabbing us our field spell. Going to activate Gear Town. We're going to use Tanker Effect to pop the field spell. Using Gear Town from Grave, we're going to summon Dark Golem from Grave. Trigger the Commander. Commander's going to summon back AncientGear Golem from Grave. So now you can take this board state right here and turn it into a couple different end boards. I'm going to do two. I'm going to do this combo again, but basically come up to this point and then different end board. Because first off, you could easily just link your AncientGear Golem and your Dark Golem with your Ballista to make Appaloosa, while also linking these guys off for another negate. So, I'm going to link my Commander and my Tanker into Spriggan's Merrymaker. And I'm going to overlay again into Champion Sargus. We're not going to extend it, we're going to use the Spriggan's. And we're going to use Sargus Effect to go ahead and grab Regulus. Using Regulus Effect, we're going to grab any one, box is fine, summon Regulus, and equip. And then we're going to overlay these guys into the Sky Dragon. So this allows you to target, negate, and destroy. Whenever Nixie is activated, this allows you to destroy or pop. And then this is an Omnigate, so you have 3 interactions with this end board. They are a little bit more sensitive than just inherent negation. I definitely would say this is a weaker end board than what you could do, but it's still viable, especially if your opponent locks you into some kind of mechanic. Like, say your opponent locks you to Ixies or something like that. This is a very good, easy end board, because your opponent targets a card with an effect, you just negate it and then pop it, and then your Sargus will trigger as well. So yeah, so that is one of the end boards you can make using this line. I will go ahead and reset and do another one showing you the other end board you can make off of this. Okay, we're going to do that same combo again, but we're going to end on a different board. So we're going to trigger AncientGear Advance, grabbing AncientGear Catapult once again. Activate Catapult, pop our Advance, summon AncientGear Dark Golem from deck. Dark Golem will trigger. We're going to grab a Tanker, an AncientGear box, pitch the additional card, box effect, grab AncientGear Commander, and we're going to normal summon the AncientGear Tanker. Tanker will trigger, summoning Commander. Commander effect, sending AncientGear Golem from deck. It's one box. And then we're going to link into Ballista using Dark Golem and box. Ballista will trigger on summon and grab us Gear Town. Go ahead and activate Gear Town. Going to trigger Tanker's effect to pop a card in the field to gain 600 attack. Pop Gear Town. Trigger the Gear Town on the Grave effect. Summon back the Dark Golem from Grave. You want to make sure you use that Dark Golem from Grave. Triggering the Commander. Summon AncientGear Golem from Graveyard. And now we end up in the same place, but instead, we're going to still overlay using this. Into Sargus. Sargus effect. Grab Regulus. Use Regulus effect. And then we're going to link into Appaloosa. One minute, not sure why I can't. Oh, that's right. I was wondering, like, why can't I use Appaloosa here? Because Appaloosa states another name. So yeah. So we're going to use boom, boom, boom. Using Sargus as material. I was confused there for a second. Going into Appaloosa. So yeah, so we have a 4 monster negates. Sorry. 3 monster negates on top of an Omni negate while also having just a big body on the field. So yeah, that is this way to end the combo. You end up with overall more effect negation and an Omni negate as the other one. The other one basically is more destruction oriented. But again, if you would like to use the same combo, but instead of having the Sky Dragon, you can also just go into Buzz King and do that, and then still make the Appaloosa, which I'll show that off. Okay, so I'm gonna head on and move on to that one. Okay, we're gonna do the advanced line one more time just to show with Buzz King and using other cards for material to make any other monster you would like. We're gonna do this. Grab Catapult. Trigger the old Catapult. Blow up the advance. And summon Dark Golem. Dark Golem's going to summon. We're going to trigger Dark Golem effect. Go ahead and grab Tanker. Ancient Gear Box. Pitch the additional card. In this case, happens to be Ancient Gear Wyvern. Trigger Box effect. Go ahead and grab Commander. And then normal summon Tanker. Boom. Tanker effect. Summon the Commander. Using Commander, we're going to dump the Ancient Gear Golem from deck. Summon the box. And then we're going to link into Ballista. Ballista effect, grab Ancient Gear Monster or Gear Town. We're going to grab Gear Town. Activate Gear Town. And then using Tanker effect to pop a card, we're going to pop the Gear Town. And then trigger Gear Town effect. Going to summon the Dark Golem from Graveyard. Summon. Effective. Commander. Summon Ancient Gear Golem. And we're going to overlay into Merrymaker once again. And go into Sargus once again. Go ahead and grab Regulus. Grabbing Regulus. And then we're going to summon Regulus. Attach. And then going to overlay. Do Buzz King. Buzz King effect on summon will trigger. It's 60 summon. You can look at opponent's extra deck and send one card from it to the graveyard. And then during the standby phase, you can attach one from. So basically, you can just recycle its material. And if you would like, you can link your Ballista and your Sargus to IP if you so wish, to quick link into something else or something along those lines. This isn't as great. This is a very good going second build, because then you can trigger the Buzz King to trigger Sargus to pop a card or anything like that. If your opponent nibs you, this would be a great combo to do if you don't have any cards left. But yeah, that's just showing off using Buzz King, and you basically still have the Buzz King to rip and attach, the negate, and then whatever you want to link these guys into. If you want to link them into, it just you don't have enough material to make Appaloosa in this combo, but you still get the Buzz King effect along with these guys. You can make Unicorn IP to go into Unicorn on your opponent's turn. But yeah. It's not the best combo, that's why I figured it's not the best one to show off, but I went into it anyways. So I'm going to go ahead and jump into the next string of combos. They are 3 card combos. No, sorry, 2.5 really, because 1 card just for discard. So let's go ahead and move into those. Okay, so the next string of combos we have is Gear Town, Ancient Gear Catapult, or any way to get the other 2 cards. So say, for example, you open Gear Town, Ancient Gear Advance, Terraforming Catapult, Terraforming Advance, any of those combinations, along with additional card for discard, which, opening your 5-card hand, you should normally have one, unless you open cards you don't want to discard. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to activate Gear Town, using the Catapult to destroy Gear Town. Then we're going to summon from Catapult, summoning Dark Golem. And we're going to trigger Dark Golem and chain the Gear Town effect. Gear Town, someone's going to summoning Wyvern from a deck. And then Dark Golem is going to grab us Tanker and Ancient Gear box. Pitch the additional card. We're going to activate Wyvern, and then we're also going to chain box. We're going to grab Commander off of box. In this case, we're going to grab Ancient Gear Advance. Trigger the Ancient Gear Advance. Grab Ancient Gear Fortress, or any other Ancient Gear card. I'm using Fortress mainly for protection. Activate Ancient Gear Fortress. And then we're going to normal summon Ancient Gear Tanker. Using Tanker's effect, go ahead and summon the Commander. Commander effect. We're going to send Ancient Gear Golem from deck. Summon box. And then this, we're going to head and link using box and Dark Golem. Triggering Ballista effect. Grabbing Gear Town. Gear Town will trigger. Activate Gear Town. And using Tanker effect to pop a card we control. Popping Gear Town. Gear Town effect engrave. Summon the Dark Golem from Graveyard. Trigger Commander. Summon Ancient Gear Golem. And now we have a 6-card board to work with. So now we can make a lot more combos this way. Because first off, we're going to go into using Commander and Tanker to go into Merrymaker. And we're going to go into Sargus. Use Sargus. Grab Regulus. Summon Regulus. Going to overlay our 2 8s to make Hope Harbinger for spell negation. And then we're going to link into Appaloosa using Sargus, Ballista, and Wyvern for a 3-material Appaloosa with 3 monster effect negates. So this is overall your best end board you can have going first. It's a 2.5 card combo, but you end off with 3 monster negates, 1 Omni negate, and 1 spell negate. In addition to continue to follow it up for the following turn using Fortress and Advance, on top of the other cards you would have in hand. But yes, very good card. But yeah, we're gonna do this combo again using a couple other different lines to show you what you can do. Just so you can know what cards to add when. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this line one more time, instead of opening the Catapult, we're gonna open Ancient Gear Advance instead, or Terraforming. We're both. I don't know. We'll see. After that, I'm going to show off a couple fusion combos, just because the deck is meant for B-Town. This is mainly going first. I will show the beatdown combos that you want to use to win the game with. Okay, we're going to do the Gear Town Catapult combo once again. We're going to treat this Gear Town as a blank card for the discard off a Dark Golem. So we're going to trigger Terraforming. Terraforming is going to grab Gear Town. Trigger Gear Town. Activate Advance. Advance is going to grab us Catapult. Catapult effect. Popping Gear Town. And it's going to be very similar from here. We're going to summon Dark Golem. And then we're going to trigger Dark Golem and then chain Gear Town. Gear Town will summon Wyvern. Dark Golem will grab a Tanker. AncientGear box. Pitch the additional card. Wyvern effect. Chain box. Grab Commander. And we're going to grab... in this case, depending on what you're doing, you can definitely grab any card you like. If you want to grab AncientGear Fusion, you can. Since we don't necessarily need the Fortress in this combo, again, I choose Fortress because it's the most solid line. If you really wanted to, you could grab AncientGear Duel for a poly on your opponent's turn. But yeah, so we're going to go ahead. I'm just going to grab Fortress for protection. That's a weird way to say. Activate Fortress. Normal summon Tanker. Tanker effect. Summon Commander. And then Commander effect. Dumping the AncientGear Golem. Summon. And then we're going to link Ballista with Dark Golem and Box. Ballista effect will trigger. Grabbing Gear Town. Trigger the Gear Town. Tanker effect. Pop Gear Town. Gear Town effect. Summon the one from grave. Main reason you want to summon from grave is just resource management. It's just you don't want to automatically go through your second Dark Golem on your first turn. It'd just be kind of wasting the effect of Dark Golem. You can, but I would recommend just grabbing the one from grave. And then we're going to head and link into Hope Harbinger. Sorry, overlay into Hope Harbinger just to do it. And we're going to link into this using any of your fours. I'm going to use Commander and Wyvern this time because why not? Go into Sargus. Sargus effect. Grab. Activate Regulus. Sorry, summon Regulus. And then link for Appaloosa. Boom, boom, boom. 3 material Appaloosa. And there you go. There's your typical standard combo. There's a couple other combos, mainly or fusion oriented. I'll show a couple of those. And then I'll do a couple test hands. And then I might... I think it's going to be it. But yeah, so let's go ahead and move on to the last couple combos. Alright, we're going ahead and move into... this is going to be more fusion oriented to try to end on a fusion during your opponent's turn. So, we're going to trigger Gear Town. Catapult. Pop the Gear Town. And we're going to summon... Dark Golem. Dark Golem effect. Trigger Gear Town. Summon Wyvern. Add Tanker. And box. Pitch the additional card. Effective Wyvern. Effective box. I'm gonna grab Commander. Then Wyvern effect. Gonna grab AncientGear Duel. Almost summon Tanker. Tanker effect. Gonna summon Commander. And then Commander effect. Send AncientGear Golem. And then we're gonna go into Ballista. We're gonna use Box and Dark Golem. Ballista effect. Gonna grab our field spell. Activate that field spell. Using Tanker effect, we're going to pop the field spell. And effective Gear Town. Summon back Dark Golem. Trigger. And summon the AncientGear Golem from grave. Now, you're going to want to leave one of your AncientGear Golem on the field. So you're not necessarily going to make your rank 8 in this combo line, because you're going to fusion for on the next turn. So what we're going to end up still doing is we're going to leave Commander for the link. So we're going to link these two. And then we're going to link into Appaloosa using Dark Golem, Commander, and Ballista. I'm going to go Sargus. Sargus effect. Regulus. And then we're going to summon Regulus. And then we're going to activate the effect of Commander and Grave, banishing itself to set that. And now, during our opponent's turn, we can activate AncientGear Duel whenever they summon a monster to fusion summon. And then you can make any fusion you want. Probably Megaton will be the best bet, because Megaton floats into other names. Or you can AncientGear Golem on your turn. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do a test hand or two. And I do believe that will be the end there. So let's go ahead and jump into the test hands. Okay, we're going to go ahead and start with the test hand. This is a really good test hand. This is full combo plus a discard on top of other protection. So we're going to start off with Fortress. Then we're going to activate Gear Town. Activate AncientGear Advance. No, we're not going to use Hash. Grab Catapult. Use Catapult. Catapult's going to pop Gear Town. And we're going to grab summon Dark Golem. Trigger Dark Golem. Chain Gear Town. Summon a Wyvern from deck. Grab Tanker. Box. Pitch the additional card. Wyvern effect. Box effect. No Ash. Grab Commander. And then Wyvern's going to grab us. At this point, you can grab pretty much whatever you want. You can still do full combo with this and still have the Ancient Gear dual set for the following turn, because it allows you to have your monsters unaffected by cards if you would like. Or you can grab anything else. If you wanted to, you can grab an Ancient Gear Fusion, which actually wouldn't be a bad idea. You just wouldn't have a body. So yeah, I'm going to grab an Ancient Gear Fusion, because we opened basically all the cards we were ever going to need. And we're going to normal summon Tanker. Tanker Effect. Summon Commander. And Commander Effect. Send. Summon. Link into Ballista. Ballista Effect. Grab us a Gear Town. Trigger Gear Town. Tanker Effect. Pop. Effect the Gear Town and Grave. Then we're going to not move the bar. Summon the Dark Golem from Grave. Commander Effect will activate. And we're going to summon Ancient Gear Golem. Okay, then I'm going to trigger Ancient Gear Fusion. None of that. And we're going to make Chaos Ancient Gear Giant right now. You can make any fusion you would like. Howitzer wouldn't be a bad idea either, because if it's destroyed by battle, it's a free add. It's also unaffected, so it's kind of hard to get rid of. Chaos Ancient Gear Giant is unaffected by spell or trap effects. Your opponent can't evenly it away, can't Regeki it away, anything like that. Or you can make Megaton. It all depends on how many materials you really want to use for it. You're going to have to use the Ancient Gear Golem you have on the field as material anyways. So it's whatever you really want to use. If you want to just use 2, Howitzer. If you want 3, Megaton. 4, Chaos Ancient Gear. They're all beneficial in certain circumstances. If you know your opponent's playing a lot of spell and trap effects that do things, Chaos Ancient Gear. You know your opponent's playing a lot of blowout cards in general or stuff like that, Howitzer. If you know your opponent's has a bunch of just spot removal cards, Megaton's a good way to go. I'm gonna go Chaos Ancient Gear just for the fact he's not used a whole ton. So we'll do Wyvern, Frame, Commander, and then we'll use the Ancient Gear Dark Golem. Go ahead and overlay. Link into Appapalooza. Regulus. And there's typical end board. You could have easily used the Sargus for a link material if you wanted to. Any fusion you like if you grab the fusion card. And I'm not sure it can advance. No, it cannot pop that. Okay. So yeah. There is a typical test hand. I'm going to do one more, and then I do believe I'm going to end the video there. So go ahead and grab another test hand. Ooh, this one's not the greatest. But yeah, we'll play it out as we can see. This might be better going second hand, because we're going to activate Clockwork Knight. Mainly reason we're running Clockwork Knight is just for, one, it turns everything machine, so your opponent cannot, inherently super poly cards. That makes sense, because everything, well, they can in certain circumstances, but it's harder for them to use if they like Xeno lock themselves or type lock. This card makes it harder for them. In addition to it, you can banish it, pitch a card, and then just grab whatever you want. So we're going to activate Catapult. And we're going to summon Dark Golem. And we're going to grab... guess we'll grab AncientGear Advance. And Tanker. Just because there's nothing really else for us to have. I'm going to pitch Box, because Box does nothing in this right now. Activate Advance. Advance is going to grab us Fortress. Just for protection. I got normal summon Commander. Oh, whoops. I did that backwards. You want to summon that first. That's okay. Yeah, I kind of goofed this one up. Basically what you wanted to do was use the Clockwork Knight, pitch the box to grab any other name, grabbing Wyvern, for example, and then summon the Wyvern to add additional card. Yeah, I kind of goofed this one up, but you can understand what I was trying to do. But yeah, this one was a goof. I'll do one more just so I don't look silly. Yeah, this one's not good. Normal summon Wyvern. Wyvern effect. We're going to grab AncientGear Advance. AncientGear Advance effect. Grab Catapult. Going to use Advance to pop the Wyvern, draw a card. Catapult effect. Pop the AncientGear Advance. And then we're going to summon Dark Golem from deck. Dark Golem effect. In this case, I think the best way to do this is to give us any kind of body. So I grab Box, is just going to add a card. We don't really need cards right now. Yeah, I think we're going to grab AncientGear Duel and Commander. Pitching the Commander. We've already ate our normal summons, so we don't have any summons. But what I'm going to do is activate AncientGear Fusion. Summon Megaton. And then we're going to use Tanker and Frame from deck along with the Dark Golem on field to poly. And then we're going to use the effect of Commander to set AncientGear Duel. Now, if they get rid of our Megaton, we go into Ultimate, and then we can poly into another one if we have to. But yeah, I do believe that is the end of it. I don't think there's much other than that, other than just additional weirdness that hands are going to open up. But yeah, this has been the Cardman's Cards. I'm the Cardman. This has been AncientGear Combos. Until next time, like, comment, and subscribe. Keep collecting. Bye.